a logo, a handshake that just rewrote Formula One's future. Max Verstappen, Mercedes-AMG. Two names that were never supposed to be in the same sentence. Until now. Because while the world was watching him fight for championships in a Red Bull, he was quietly building something else entirely. Something that just got the full backing of the most powerful engine manufacturer in motorsport history. And the Paddock? The Paddock is in absolute shock. So here's the question nobody can stop asking. Is this just a GT3 story? Or is this the opening chapter of the greatest driver transfer in Formula One history? Stay with me, because this story goes much deeper than anyone expected. Let's start from the beginning. Max Verstappen has always been more than a Formula One driver. While most champions are defined by their F1 seat, Verstappen has been quietly building an empire outside of it. Verstappen Racing, his own GT3 team, his own program, his own rules. But here's where it gets serious. For 2026, Verstappen Racing has received full factory designation from Mercedes-AMG. That means they are no longer just a customer team picking up cars and hoping for the best. They are now officially Mercedes-AMG Team Verstappen Racing. Let that sink in. Factory designation isn't handed out like a business card. It means direct access to Mercedes-AMG's top-level GT3 expertise. It means stronger integration with one of the most successful motorsport organizations on the planet. It means more competitiveness in endurance events. And perhaps most importantly, it means a clear pathway to bigger programs in the future. This is a massive step up, and Mercedes didn't do this by accident. The team's driver lineup for 2026 is already confirmed. C. Lullum, D. Juncadella, and Jay Goonan will carry the Mercedes-AMG Team Verstappen Racing colors across various classes. Their GT World Challenge Europe campaign kicks off on April 11th at Paul Ricard. And Verstappen himself? He was already at Paul Ricard on Wednesday, trackside, overseeing his team's car testing personally. This isn't a figurehead ownership. This is hands-on. This is serious. But that was just the start, because there's another date circled on the calendar. March 21st, Nürburgring, NLS2. Reports suggest Verstappen could be behind the wheel himself. Unconfirmed, but if it happens, it would be his personal preparation for one of motorsport's most brutal events, the Nürburgring 24 Hours, where the four-time Formula One world champion has already shown he can win. This is a man building a second career, in plain sight, right now. And this is where the story gets bigger. On the surface, this looks like a successful businessman expanding his motorsport portfolio. A GT3 team, a factory deal, a fresh partnership. Clean, professional, simple. But the moment the news broke inside the Formula One paddock, it was anything but simple. Because in Formula One, nothing exists in isolation. Toto Wolff has now officially placed the Verstappen name next to the Mercedes logo. Even if it's GT3 today, the paddock immediately started asking, what does this mean for tomorrow? The read from inside the Albert Park garage was instant. This partnership isn't just about endurance racing. This is being seen as a pre-approved confirmation of where Max Verstappen could head in 2026 if the Red Bull Forward project continues to struggle. And George Russell? George Russell is already feeling the shadow. The gap between Mercedes and Verstappen is closing, day by day, deal by deal. Toto Wolff didn't just sign a GT3 team, he scored Formula One's biggest psychological victory of the season, and he did it before a single 2026 lap was even driven. Now here's where the story shifts completely. February 20th, 2026, a new podcast, Up to Speed, hosted by Naomi Schiff, someone who actually grew up karting with Verstappen. A rare, genuine conversation, no PR filter, no rehearsed answers. Schiff asked him a simple question: where does he see himself on the timeline toward leaving Formula One? And Verstappen didn't deflect. Well, definitely closer to the end, that's for sure. The laughter stopped, and then he said this: "Honestly, the current regulations are not helping the longevity of my career in Formula One." 500,000 views in days, not because of lap times, because of what those words really meant. But he kept going. He described a ski trip with his family, his sister's boyfriend, close friends, slopes, laughter, life. And in that moment he said, "This is fantastic." Then came the line that shook the entire sport. Who cares about trying to go 24 times a year around the world trying to hunt for another title? I want to live my life. You only live once. This wasn't a negotiating tactic. This wasn't a media strategy. This was a 28-year-old father, 4-time world champion, telling the world exactly who he's becoming. And here's the pattern nobody can ignore. In 2022, I won't continue until I'm 40. In 2023, enough is enough. In 2024, just one word when asked about doubling his career: no. And now, in 2026, definitely closer to the end. Each statement more personal, each one harder to dismiss. Within 24 hours of that podcast dropping, Formula One CEO Stefano Domenicali was on a plane to Bahrain. The CEO, not a team manager, not a PR representative, the CEO of the entire sport. He sat with Verstappen. He held a press conference, and he said, "I guarantee you that Max wants and does care about Formula One." F1 CEOs do not fly to Bahrain to guarantee things about drivers who are bluffing. You scramble to Bahrain because you believe there is a very real possibility that the face of your sport might not be there in 2 years. Meanwhile, Red Bull project calm. Team principal Lauren Mekies told Sky Sports the team has zero concern about Verstappen walking away. But Verstappen's contract, worth a reported $75 million per year through 2028, contains performance clauses. If Red Bull fails to finish in the top positions by the summer break, Verstappen could walk, legally. And Red Bull have already admitted they are likely the 4th fastest team heading into the season. The clock is ticking. Scenario 1. Red Bull finds performance. The car improves, Verstappen wins again, the ski slopes are forgotten, and Formula One breathes. Scenario 2. Red Bull struggles. The performance clauses activate, and Mercedes-AMG Team Verstappen Racing becomes the preview of something far bigger than anyone in the paddock is ready to admit. Scenario 3. Verstappen fulfills his contract, but spends every race weekend building his GT3 empire, his endurance legacy, and his life outside Formula One, until one morning, he doesn't come back at all. Dynasties don't end with announcements, they end with quiet decisions made on ski slopes. Is Mercedes-AMG Team Verstappen Racing a GT3 story, or the opening move in Formula One's biggest transfer saga? Is Max Verstappen building his future or quietly saying goodbye? And if the 4-time world champion walks away at 28 or 30, is Formula One truly ready for the silence that follows? If you made it this far, you already know, this season isn't just about who's fastest, it's about who stays. So tell me, do you think Max Verstappen finishes his contract? Or does that Mercedes GT3 deal become the biggest hint Formula One ever missed? Drop your prediction below and subscribe because this story is far from over.